This is the seed for theory of everything. Global warming, lack of energy, financial crisis, and extreme weather are all problems that no one expert in the world have a solution for it. But they are all connected to the same fundamental principle, that we will reveal it here. The call for help requests us to collaborate and work together to make a change in the global world. It expands to all science and cultures, and it requests all of us to collaborate. The puzzle is almost done. Theory of everything is an ongoing theory. It is not the theory, but it is a living theory. It is not done by one genius person, but a collective intelligence, collaborate together, project that created by us. The problem is that we see the world as a machine system, with right or wrong, good or bad, true or false, while the universe is actually a living system. These fundamental culture and scientific assumptions are the core of our incapability to understand and solve the global problems that we are all facing today. Albert Einstein understood that something wrong with how we describe nature. He expressed it by calling the quantum mechanics incomplete theory. Until his last day, he tried to answer the riddle, assuming it is far beyond physics. That's how the term, the theory of everything, was born. The aim of this collaborate project is to answer those questions. Does theory of everything exist? A theory that combines all science and culture to one thing with different branches. Does all nature creation are a living system? The creation is a continuous process that creates new animals, planets, materials, stars, and galaxies. Does man creation are always machine system? Can man create a living system? Or he creates a machine system because it's basic assumption? How it impacts us? Can we do something by understanding the basic foundation of nature? Before we start explore the basic assumptions, let's define the differences between machine system and a living system. Living system are our body, organism, animals, planets, etc. Machine system we regard as man-made machine, like computers, cars, factory, dishwasher, smartphone, etc. Machine system like our washing machine created once and do not grow and evolve like a tree. The machine stays still or get worse, while the tree keep changing all the time. Machine we need to create in a factory, and it does not evolve after it. We do not create a tree, we seed, and it evolves and becomes a tree and keeps seeding the next generation. Machine factory creates exactly the same duplicate from the prototype. In nature, no particle is the same as the other. The beauty of nature is the variety of flowers. You will not find exactly the same trees in the forest. The machine factory is striving for perfection. If one particle is not exactly as the prototype, we call it a bug. Striving for perfection means we will try to fix it or put it in the junk box. Nature is trying for harmony and prosper. Every particle is a mutation of its parents. Duplicated and add some uniqueness, it's the way nature evolves. Machine like a refrigerator depends on electricity system. If we plug out the fridge, it will stop working, but the electricity system will not damage. The dependency is one direction, the same as computer that needs operator, program and task to operate. When the computer do not receive commands, it goes to sleep. A living system has a mature dependency. When we cut the brain from the heart, it will stop working. but the heart also will stop operate. In the matter of fact, all the body system will collapse. We are keep moving, eating, breathing, even when we don't receive any task to operate. A cat do not need a program to operate. Living system like an ecosystem has an inner dependency and not an outer dependency. We find other ecosystems like weather, organism community, etc. We will soon see that they all behave like a living system. They are unpredicted, evolve all the time, and never stand still. Machine requires condition to define between on or off, true or false, 0 or 1. Without a well-defined condition, the computer do not know what to do. The machine need to choose from two options, dualism. Nature do not define between good or bad, true or false. Could we define the right or the wrong flower? Nature evolves and changes by two forces that operates at once, order and chaos. Those forces keeps nature continuous flow. Machine system has a control center. All the system components receive commands from it through hierarchical organization. Every component is a small cog, and the whole system is a well-oiled machine. Living system is a dance with all its components. No one lead, but a mature dance. Who is controlling your body? Your brain, your heart, the reproductive system, your stomach, or each cell of your body? Sometimes this lead, and sometimes the other. We refer living system or ecosystem to animals and humans. A superorganism as a flocks of birds, school of fish, ants and bees colonies. The weather and the ocean flows are ecosystems that have mature dependency. We do not know the program that the weather behaves upon it. Our whole planet Earth behaves as one living system that's striving to balance through order and chaos. We refer stars, galaxy, and space as a machine system that has been created once in a huge energy blast and that keeps moving from its initial drive. We do not see matter and atoms as a living systems. It stands still without growing and changing. Our community is based on machine structure with hierarchy and instruction that goes from top to bottom. Bureaucracy reminds us all the time that organization systems do not meant to change. We are used to ruled by a government and financial system, and we do not feel that we can really change it. But new evidence shows that we get it all wrong. As we will show you through this video, all creation is a living system. The whole universe is a one living system. It's all one, and it's alive, and creation is happening every second. We can see fractal of the same system till the quantum level of atom particles. Only man creates machine, simply by misunderstanding nature. As we will see step by step, it impacts all human collaboration everywhere. To get the picture, we choose to start where our understanding of the universe was initialized. The place where our faith instilled and where our perception was built. Our parents are part of our education, but they are stepped almost the same path in school. The school system did not evolve in the last 300 years, except new technologies. But evolution has never stopped, and our children keeps evolve. 10 to 70% annual growth of children that do not fit into the machine system. The school system have a prototype of the perfect student, and the system tries to create duplicate of this prototype. The machine system makes exam to find the correlation between the child and the prototype. The scores goes from 100% match and down. In a living system, there is no 100% match because you cannot find the prototype. nature encourages veracity. Children that are not matched are treated as bad. The machine system tries to fix them using treatment or drugs. And if they can't fix, they put them in a special class or school. Mutations are part of nature evolution, pushing the system to the next level of development. In machine system, the dependency is only in one direction. So if there is a problem, it is the student problem. In ecosystem, because mature dependency, the problem is in both sides. Ecosystem always adapt to a new situation. Machine like computer thinks as 0 or 1. If the condition is true, it will operate statement 1, else statement 2. It have no free will, and it must receive condition from outside. Living system evolved by two nature forces, order and chaos. There is no right or wrong tree in the forest. In all nature form, there is no hierarchy of commands that flow from top down. All the birds are free to contribute and fly everywhere they want. But they all have responsibility to stay together. The chaos each individual creates and the order of being together creates the dance of life. In this dance, no one takes the lead, and they are all being together. A dance between the system and the individual. Who is the leader? What is the right form? What is good and what is bad? To see the difference, let's start with understanding superorganism. The term superorganism was coined by Herbert Spencer on the 19th century. It refers to organisms that consisting many organisms like force of birds, school of fish, and colonies of ants, bees, and termites. Living system like our body is one organism, which is consisting of our body organs like brain, heart, liver, etc. All our body organs collaborate together in a mature dependency. If we cut the heart, of course the heart will stop working, but also the brain and the liver and all our body organs will stop working. The whole system will collapse because of the mature dependency. Remember, machines are not like that. The fridge will stop working when I plug it out, but the electricity system will stay. Each one of our body organ has a unique contribution, and no other organs can replace it. It obviously looks to us as one indivisible organism. But what about ant colonies? They are consisting of many organisms. They are collaborate together. Their survival depends by each other. The ant queen is like a reproductive organ. Without it, the colony will die. Each body organ consisting of many organ cells. For an ant is like one organic cell in a organic organ. A school of fish is one organism consisting of cells. This superorganism move, eat, grow and avoid predators. It's not sum of fishes, like we are not sum of body cells. It's one living organ. Ian Cousin found in his research that golden shiner, a small fish, has a collective intelligence when they are moving together. Checking the movement of individual fish result blindness swim to a random direction. But as they swim together, they are able to react to light changes and avoid predators. Single golden shiner fish cannot survive since he has no ability to avoid predators and to find food. Their instincts are to swim randomly and stay glued. Chaos and order at once. Atom, the fundamental of matter, is a cloud of tiny particles, electrons, protons, and neutrons. The property of the atom consists only when we treat it as a whole. Separate atom particles break the cause and effect, which is the fundamental principle of science. That's the reason Einstein regarded the quantum theory as incomplete theory. The particles together behave as a wave, interfere with each other, and this behavior can be predicted by Schrödinger equation. When we investigated one particle, we received chaotic behavior. that cannot predict the next place of the particle. This unrevealed phenomena is a mystery for 100 years. Dr. Itzik Orion claimed that our assumption that we can separate one particle and understand the group behavior is wrong. Like we cannot understand the behavior of a school of fish from investigating one fish. Could we understand the behavior of a cat by cutting it to pieces and investigating each piece in a microscope? Does atom is a living system? It never stands still, keep moving all the time, live. It's an ecosystem that has mature dependency between electrons and protons of the core. The particles interfere with each other. We cannot predict the particles' movement as we cannot predict the color of a child's eyes before he was born, or predict precisely the weather a year from now. We know that by radiation atoms evolve and create mutation of a new matter. Atoms do not behave as a machine system, and they are more likely as a living system. So building a huge machine and collide particles one by the other, trying to divide them into smaller pieces, is one way of revealing it. And start thinking of a matter as a living system is the other way of looking at things, since living systems are undivided. We look at a smaller scale. What about large scale, like galaxies, stars, and space? Alon Retter claimed that galaxies, stars, and the entire universe behave like a human family relationship. He shows the same pattern of parents and children relationship exists in stars and planets, galaxies and stars, etc. Could we examine galaxies as a superorganism consisting smaller organisms as stars? The similarity between star solar system consisting planets to a superorganism may clue it is a living system? The whole universe consisting galaxy is alive? Could we claim the whole universe is a living system, one huge superorganism? The Big Bang Theory proposed initial huge energy that banged 13 million years ago, and since then the universe expanded. Where this energy came from? It's an unresolved question, the same as what triggered the bang. In a living system, creation did not create at once, and it is an ongoing process. Machine system requires outer system to create it, to get commands, and to trigger it. In the other, a living system is an ecosystem that builds on a mature dependency. In a living system, you cannot be 100% predicted, and it has uncertainty. We know that the universe grows and it's expanding, accelerate, so it's more evolved than a constant expanding from initial force. Looking at Einstein's equation, we can read it from right to left. Matter can change to energy. We know it as the atomic bomb, the destruction force. We can read this equation from left to right, taking energy and create matters. On this direction, it is the continuous force of creation. Another unresolved phenomena is the dark energy in space. The continuous living creation requires energy, and this dark energy can be its source. Ritter suggests existing of white energy together with a dark energy, and white holes as well as black holes. Are you getting it? The dark and the white energy combines and create a living force. They are undivided. And in the white, there is a black hole. And in the dark, you will find a white hole. Fractals are self-similar patterns that are exactly the same at every scale. We find a lot of fractals patterns in nature, like snowflakes, trees, etc. The universe is one organ, as a fractal living system, consisting galaxies organs, consisting solar system, consisting planet organs, consisting people communities, consisting families, consisting human beings, consisting body organs, consisting body cells, consisting molecules, consisting atoms, consisting quantum particles. The same pattern over and over. Is it the beauty of simplicity that we find everywhere in nature? There is no right or wrong form, no good or bad patterns. We can find the beauty in the chaos and the veracity which evolve all the time. A new star is born and the other die. No space trash, since nature recycles and reproduces itself from ashes to ashes. What does it mean to me? There is no me, my problem, your problem. It's become our problem. We are all connected and mutually dependent in all scale. If we have neighbors out there in space, our problems become their problems as well. The chaos will keep pushing us to change. Nature will return to balance with or without us. We cannot predict the future, but it's in our hands. We evolve all the time, even our DNA is changing. And now it's time to step forward to the next level of development. If you worry about yourself and your offspring's future, you probably ask what to do. First, start to see yourself as a free spirit. You don't need command since you are not a machine. Be a responsible human being and keep this garden. Stephen Hopkins thinks that we need to spread into space. Some people already start to prepare themselves. Hopkins knows from his life experience that living dependency by machines is not a good life. We need to flow with the forces of nature and stop thinking like machines. Heaven is here on earth, and the garden is under our custody. Getting the full picture, as we reveal here, requires responsibility to act now, with no delay. Accepting the force of nature and its strive to evolve and balance means that the chaos will push us to the next level of development. We will see it in society, economy, politics, and all other aspects of human system. What makes us worry most is our children. The growth of children on the spectrum that are not fits into the machine system we created as school, organization, etc. are every one of us problem. Ronit Galapo shows in her research that by accepting mature independence in families with children on the spectrum is the only way to break the wall of autism. The number of autism child diagnosed growth is 15 to 70% every year. By accepting a living system behavior in family, communities, and society, we will enable ADHD, autism, and all the spectrum to live the life they are requesting from us. They are not a bug we need to fix. We are all mutation of nature evolution that is ready to make the change. Even if you agree that we need a different social form, you're probably skeptic if humans can change their habit and behave like ants or bees colonies, accepting the dance of life like birds or fish. People telling me that humans are more complicated than insects or other animals. They will never collaborate. The meaning of accepting our planet as one living organ with a society consisting of billion humans' organs are to treat your friend as your own body, see the world as a garden, and yourself as a gardener. Be part of nature creation and care for it as it's your own child. Love with no condition. Evidence for new colonies consisting human beings that collaborate return me to my starting point of my research. I started my research journey by finding that open source and collective intelligent communities behave by pattern of a living system rather than machine system as corporate works. They do not have a leader or hierarchy structure. They all contribute with no condition of getting paid. They do not need plans and milestones. Nobody owns it. only copyright saved. They use minimal communication, a fingerprints called stigmergy. Stigmergy is a term brought from ant communication. Open source community uses a simple form. Copy and keep copyrights. Add something of your own. Share it for free. In this way, the output is alive and evolved by people who contribute. It's no one property since everyone created. Someone seed it and it keeps growing without plans and milestones. This is the same pattern as trees and other living systems. You don't create a tree like we are creating a pot. You seed it and it's created by the forces of nature. Believe it or not, but this is how Linux, WordPress, JMP, PHP, Firefox and other open source applications grow. Someone seeds the Wikipedia, but it keeps involved with only one full-time worker. This is amazing for the biggest worldwide encyclopedia. The collective intelligence or the wisdom of the crowd is the future of mankind. The next stage of development after the Industrial Revolution is the collaborative revolution. The history shows us that collective is not all the time works for good, and that crowd of people not in any condition is smart. Only in the right circumstances, as James Sovitsky claimed, a group of people will act smart. When the crowd is diverse and has an open thought, the collective intelligence transcends. Homogeneous crowd of people that follow a leader with restricted ideology do not behave smart. Remember that every bird in the forest and each fish in the school has a free spirit. No one tells him where to go and how to behave. Even no action could influence, like August Landmasser, a shipyard worker who refused to perform the Nazi salute in 1936. A one non-cooperation act could influence more than hundreds that act the same, dress the same, and even think the same. To have an efficient collaborate work, the following condition must be kept. The group should be diverse, and everyone should have an open and independent thought. A major condition of a group of people to collaborate is trust, and safe space to be open, honest, and acceptance without judgment. The bonding happens by emotional intelligence like encourage, intuition, empathy, and caring. The order of speaking enables every voice to be heard, and each one to listen and give attention to the group. People do not need commands, but analogy and inspiration are contribution from one to the others. The group needs motivation to keep collaborate. The collaboration is aggregating the contribution of each one. It is different from the sum of ideas. Each one copy and add something of its own. So his idea does not stand for itself. There is no form for decision for what's right or wrong. No role for judgment. The filtering is happened by reflection from all the others. Ideas that grow and receive more scores will keep evolve. Others will extinct by nature selection. To take idea into practice, someone needs to commit to perform it and to be responsible for its execution. Things do not happen in one bank, but a step-by-step process. Following the procedure over and over will build collaborate project of people who share the same vision. We found that there is a difference between machine system and a living system. All nature creation are fractal of a living system from the whole universe to the atom particles. Only man created machine system and organization that are machine-like systems. In the last 150 years, the machine system contributed for a huge development from the Industrial Revolution till today. But now, it's time to make change to the next level of development. A stage where man and community are in the center, dancing together in the rhythm of nature. We want to create a living theory of everything, This is the seed that we hope will build a scientific understanding of nature. This understanding will help us to create a global human organ that keeps its life prosper, along with the beauty of this nature, garden of heaven. You are invited to contribute in any way, adding knowledge, spreading, making films, write books, etc. Follow the pattern of nature, copy with copyrights, add something of your own, and share it for the benefits of all. We're also creating a model of encouraging excellency instead of carrot and stick. It's another way of getting paid. Visit the Facebook page to keep in touch and be part of creating our future.